So this is easy Italian, all doable, all delicious, and it's my favourite tomato sauce. It's a tomato and ricotta sauce. My family favourite, the kids love it. To start with, we just need a little onion. I'm doing a small portion of the recipe, but this is so easy to multiply up. So to chop your onion, I'm just going to make little dices. So I'm just cutting downwards here and then cutting inwards and then across. And that will get me little dices, because the smaller I chop it, the quicker it'll cook. And it may be possible that the younger ones in the family won't notice the onion as much, because not everybody likes the bits of the onion. Certainly, I've had that challenge in my household. So there we go, chop it up. Lovely. Now, quite often in Italy, it's either onion or garlic that goes into tomato sauces. More often, people would just say a bit of garlic. That's all you need. And if you were doing that, you would get your pan on, a bit of oil in here, like this, and you crush your garlic and pop the garlic in, and that would infuse your oil. And go ahead and make your sauce from there. This is slightly different. I am actually putting onion and garlic together, which some Italians would say is a bit of a no-no, but others would say go for it. I love it together as a combination because I think the onion is lovely and sweet. And certainly for us in Ireland, when we're getting canned tomatoes, sometimes they're not so sweet, and just the natural sweetness of the cooked onion blends together to make the sauce really, really tasty. So our oil's just heating up there now. So pop in, nice little bit of a sizzle there, pop in the onion. The onion does take a few minutes to cook through. So just watch it, get the heat nice and high first of all. Get a bit of steam coming out of the onions, and then get your heat down low. And then it's slow cook. So we'll just leave that now to slow cook and crush the garlic. That's next. And I'm just going to chop it up a little bit as well. So this sauce takes about 30 minutes from start to finish to make. So just if you're timing it for your pasta, it's good to know that. The garlic goes in just a tiny bit later because garlic's quite sweet and it does tend to burn a little bit. So if you're just doing oil and garlic and no onion, 30 seconds for the garlic in the oil, and then keep going with the rest of the recipe. So cook this down. Watch for it to soften a little bit. It's nearly there because I chopped mine quite small. If I wasn't doing this for Teleland or IGTV, I would leave it a little bit longer, probably, you know, a good 5 minutes to fully soften. But there is one I've made earlier, so I'm going to just fly along with the recipe for your sake, and pop in now my tomatoes. So these are my canned tomatoes and they're already chopped, so in they go. Now if you really, really like the nice strong flavour of the tomatoes, you could add in here sun-dried tomatoes or a little bit of tomato puree for extra colour and flavour, or even sun-dried tomato puree. So in that goes, and then I put in grated carrot. Now in my original recipe I had chopped carrot, but I found everybody's interpretation of like diced carrot, finely diced, varied greatly, and it takes ages for the carrot to cook in it if they're not finely chopped. So grating carrot works really well, and it just blends in here beautifully. And you leave that now to cook away, and then a little bit of salt goes in and some pepper. There we go. And a little bit of sugar. Just a little bit. You can taste it at the end and see. There we go. And you leave that on a simmer. And then I have one here that I'm just going to reheat that I made earlier. And it's absolutely beautiful colour. Look at that. It's a lovely, nice, rich colour. So that's why you have to cook it down. You get the nice depth of flavour and the colour in it. So we'll just heat this up a little bit. And as that's heating up, here I have my ricotta. So the ricotta, instead of ricotta, you could use cream, you could use nothing and just have a tomato sauce. But also cream cheese works very nicely in it, or mascarpone, which is quite rich. But the ricotta is a nice lighter version, and I think it works very well in it. So you pop all of that in one go. and get our temperature down and just stir the ricotta in here. That's beautiful now. So you need to give it a nice mix. Try not to get tomato splashes all over you. There we go. Herbs that you can put into this. Basil works really nice in it. I have some flat leaf parsley from the garden and I'm going to use that because I think that's lovely and fresh. So I'm going to chop some of that and then I'll use it to garnish later. So you have it over here. And I have a little bit of basil as well. So a lovely bit of flat leaf parsley. Just trim it and chop it up. It's the Italian parsley. I think you're going to like this in it. So just roughly chop, no science to it. Pop it in. Basil I tend to put in at the end and I just tear it in. Basil goes in too early, it goes black in the recipe, which doesn't look great. So just take your leaves and just tear it in. There we go. Lovely. Perfect. And over here, there's some pasta that I cooked earlier. So that's still lovely and warm. So I'm going to pop that over here. And this is our sauce. Lovely, lovely colour. It's kind of almost a pale pink shade at this point. And then this goes in here with our farfalle and mix it together. Put the hot saucepan down there. Give it a nice mix. And we'll serve this up. There we go. And here's a nice bowl and a lovely bit more of our basil. Look at this. There's no fancy way of serving pasta when it's family dinner. There we go. I'd be happy with that now for my dinner. And then give it a shimmy there and a lovely little bit of basil to garnish. And that there is my family favourite. It's a tomato and ricotta sauce and it's very, very tasty. Buon appetito.